The webinar series will be a series of well crafted sessions that will eventually culminate into one overall level 1 tech-enabled teacher level 1 certification. Like I said, it will be 12 series, and each one of them will be focused on tools, AI tools, technology tools, and this is the first one. So the way it will be done is that at the end of every webinar, we'll share a link where you'll be able to join some sort of a class where you'll be able to answer some questions. We'll need you to produce some body of work to show, to demonstrate participation and understanding of every of the webinar session. And after that, you get a badge, a mini certificate for every session. And at the end of the completion of the 12 sessions of the course, you now get a level 1 certificate of tech-enabled teacher level 1 certification. And that will be a very official certificate that is completely verifiable and also different from the one that was presented at the conference. So every webinar series, you get a mini certificate, and a collection of those mini certificates will get you the level 1 certified tech-enabled teachers level 1 certification. So I want to encourage us to always participate, and attendance is compulsory, and that's why all of the webinar series will not be streamed live. It will be on Teams. You'll be expected to join. So your attendance and the submission of the work is what qualifies you for the mini certificate, and then completion of all of the series will qualify you for the overall certification.
Video, where are you? Awesome. 1 minute. What view is this? Let me change this one. Yeah, I think this is better. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone.
Yeah, I'll just do a brief introduction of Sam, and then you can take it up. Just give me a moment. Sorry. Okay. All right, so everyone, it's a pleasure to have Sam Adeyemi here. So Sam Adeyemi is Sam Adeyemi is an accomplished head of engineer, solution architect, and full stack engineering with over a decade of experience in software product development. He has also worked majorly with ed tech companies both in Nigeria and out of Nigeria, and he's been practicing in this field for a long time. And I believe he has so much to bring to us, and I want to encourage every one of us to sit tight and learn from him. He would handle most of the session. At the end of the session, I will just put in a few pointers. There are some specific things I wanted to demonstrate to us in terms of practicality of prompting, to also help us to focus more on lesson planning and all of that. So I'm sure some of us must have known about or must have heard about ULessons in Nigeria. He was also part of the team that developed most of the operations and most of the platforms they have. So I'm just going to hand over to Sam now and allow him do a little bit of introduction and then take on the program as we progress. If you have questions, you can put it in the chat. Ifeanyi will handle the questions. If you have questions also, you can put it in the Q&A session, and then we can proceed from there. All right, so Sam, I'm going to exit the screen, and then you can share your screen and you can take it off from there.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much for the intro. Yeah, it's an honor to be here. And I think probably one thing you missed out is I've always wanted to be a teacher. Yeah, in fact, I had NCE in mathematics and economics. And I was teaching for about 4 or 5 years before I completely switched to tech. And since I've been in tech, my focus has always been how can we use tech to improve education. And with the birth of LLM, this just give me the opportunity to chase this more. So yeah, I'm super glad to be here. Sorry. Let me know if you can hear me okay, please.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear
Awesome.
you.
Yes, we can hear
Yeah.
Hear
Thank
you.
you so much. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
we
know
can hear you.
oh, thank you. I know we are all teachers. I like starting my sections by feeling the heartbeat
Can
of the
hear you,
class.
sir.
Okay. Can you use an emoji? I don't know if we know what an emoji is. I know we know. Use an emoji to just show how you are feeling today.
Yeah,
How about
React. So yeah, let's just
how,
React. We have all the React accounts.
how are you feeling today? Just use an emoji. I'm feeling like having party. So you can just use the reaction in the chat. Just show me in 2 minutes. Let me see how you're feeling today. Awesome. Let me see how you're feeling today. Lucy is feeling loved, isn't it? Quickly, we have 77 people, 78 now. Yeah, so I want to see more. Let me know how you're feeling. How are you feeling today? Here's the sneezing face. Hope you're okay. Miriam, thumbs up. Good one, Nikki. What emoji is this, Nikki? All right, good, 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 good. Yeah, the next question I want to ask is if you are on your laptop, just give me a thumbs up. If you are probably on your phone, give me a thumbs down because I want to make this section as practical as possible. And a disclaimer is I don't have a presentation, I don't do presentations. We just go in and make it practical as much as possible and make it interactive as much as possible. So if you're on your laptop, just give me a thumbs up because we are going to be writing a lot of prompts today. If you're on your phone, you're not on a laptop, just give me a thumbs down. This is for me to be able to know how we can do this section. Okay, I want to see how many of us are. I like classes that are extremely engaging. So if we have 82 people on this section, I'm expecting to see a whole lot of response. I'm still waiting for response. Only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 has responded. I'm on my phone. 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 Only 2 people so far is on their laptop. Okay, phone, phone, phone. So we have a lot of people on their phone. For those that are on their phone, is there a way you can? How do you intend to write some prompt today? Just tell me. Do you want to minimize the screen lesson? And yeah, let me know. How do you intend to? Because we said this section is optimizing. So this section is crafting effective prompts. So we want to craft prompts. How do we intend to work today if all of us are on our phone? Okay, couple of come on. Okay. All right, I see a couple of people on their phone. So you minimize the screen and you use the AI. Okay, perfect. So for those on their phone, you have to minimize, keep your mic, your speaker out so you can hear, then minimize your screen and you can use the AI. Yeah, today we're going to strictly be using ChatGPT for just prompting and how to just craft an effective prompt. Okay, good one. Then the next question I want to ask is can can you just can anyone or few people, right, just share an example of a prompt that you've used previously, to do any management, probably from crafting content or doing easy classroom management and all of those things. So I want you to just share a prompt that you've used and the outcome. Just share one prompt that you've used. I'm just going to place the question here. Just share one prompt you have used recently in the classroom and the outcome. Because we're going to be picking, you can ignore the outcome path, but just share one prompt that you've used. We're going to be picking those prompts, and we're going to be seeing how we can optimize all of those prompts that we've used and try to compare the results that you got previously and the result that we are going to get now. Okay, write 10 objective questions on the topic. It should be suitable for grade 2 English.
So please, I need you guys to either you leave this place or you do whatever you want to do in silence. Thank you. Here's my book and my pen.
Rosemary, please, can you help mute everybody, please? Can I mute participants?
This is for Grandma's charger.
So it would be nice if everyone can just mute. If you can mute, can you please just mute?
We have mute now. Have I not muted my mic?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you. Okay, I'm seeing some prompt here. Write an objective question on the topic less salutations. It should be suitable for grade 2 teachers speaking, grade 2 English speaking student. Take a rule of a Muslim teacher boundary and send the message to parents of books and uniform. Acting as a teacher, create an engaging classwork for children in grade 6 and on the topic HTML. So, and I think I'm going to pick the HTML one first. Then, as a team lead, create a list of questions with the answers highlighted for daily quizzes and CPDs. As a teacher, explain meaning of, okay. Hello, this that joined through WhatsApp link are not seeing anything. Yeah, Rotimi, I don't know if you are still on the call. Those that joined through WhatsApp link are not seeing anything. I don't know what that means. Create orientation based questions on safety at work for year 2 high school. Okay, this is good. So I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to just be sharing my ChatGPT screen. Then yeah, we kick off from there. We kick off from all the prompts that we currently have now. Sorry, I'm not used to using Team, so I'm looking for where share screen is. More. Okay, yeah, this is it. Gotcha. Share a screen or a tab. No, you Windows. Please let me just know with thumbs up if you can see my screen. So my intention today is I'm going to randomly just pick some of these prompts that we've put here. Then we are going to just optimize some of them. But before then, I'm just going to explain probably some best practices in optimizing your prompt. Someone shared a link. Please reset your network if you can see the speaker. So if you can't see me,
I can't
probably
see. Welcome to meeting. That's only what I can see.
What can you say?
Welcome to meeting. That's the only thing I can see here.
No, you should be seeing my screen.
I can't see the screen. I don't know.
Can you probably you should
I can see the screen.
Okay, perfect. Probably you should just log out and log in back if you can't see the screen.
GPT screen.
I can see the screen. Okay, perfect. Okay, quick. I'm just quickly going to just share some tips. Then I'll start optimizing some of those prompts that we've shared. Then we can pick it up from there. I'm going to pick about 5 of the prompts that we have here. We try to optimize them, and using the tips that I'm going to share briefly. Then we are now going to write. I'll give you a topic. Then we write a prompt about it. Once we write that prompt, you tell me the outcome. Then you compare the before and the after of the prompt that you've written. I'm just trying to look. Okay, I can see the screen. Okay, awesome. So I'm going to pick one of these prompts. Then I'm just going to use that to explain any of the concepts. So I'm going to be picking each prompt to explain the concept. So someone shared this prompt: act as a teacher, create an engaging classwork for children in grade 6 on the topic HTML. Now, direct concept of simple versus complex prompt, right? I won't go to I'll just keep it that way. We have prompts that are extremely simple, and I know we all know what prompting is. Prompting is just ability to ask the AI models questions, right, using natural language. I think the most common natural language that the AI models understand right now is English. I know some countries have been building models that understand other languages apart from English, and you can prompt with those languages. Now, our ability to be able to write first is our prompt needs to be clear. Needs to be clear and specific. We need to be able to tell it. It's like I'm trying to instruct a primary 1 kid. You need to be extremely clear, and you need to make it as simple as possible so that you can avoid ambiguity. Now, and I'm going to talk about ambiguity now. Because anytime we ask questions that are ambiguous to the AI, there's the concept called in relation. The AI just come up with concepts that is completely probably out of range based on the data it's being trained on, and that is why some researchers are working on education-focused models that is completely trained on teachers' materials, teachers' lesson plan, teachers' lesson notes in such a way that no matter how ambiguous the teacher's question is, what you are going to get is going to be within a specific country curriculum or educational standard. So first is you should make sure your prompt is not ambiguous, is as clear as possible. Then relevance to wherever you are trying to get out of it. You should make sure your prompt is also extremely relevant. Now, I'm going to just pick, based on this simple, clear, and not ambiguous, I'm going to pick this first prompt, which is acting as a teacher, create an engaging classroom. I'm just going to rewrite this prompt, then I'm going to share it with us here. Then Then, but before I do that, let me say who can write this prompt to be more clear and more simple. So I put in this prompt back into the group. Who can write for better clarity? Take this prompt and just write it. Let me see what we're going to come up with. I just need about, we are 94, so I need about 5 people to just write this prompt. Let me see what you're going to come up with. So we've discussed 2 concepts right now. Our prompt should be clear, simple language, and we should avoid ambiguity. Can we write this for better clarity? That's why I said this class is going to be extremely engaging and practical. So I won't just come here and test you 25 principles to writing or crafting effective prompt. We need to write it. That's the more, and that's the goal, right? The more prompts you write, the more different way you craft prompt, yeah, the more better you get at it, because there is no one size fit all when it comes to prompting. Prompting comes out of practice. You keep doing it, and you keep getting better at it. So I have this prompt: acting as a teacher, create an engaging classwork for children in grade 6 on the topic HTML. So can someone just optimize this? Just rewrite it in a clearer way. Then we are going to compare the results of before and after. Okay, I have create an engaging activity on the topic HTML for grade 6 learner. Awesome. Now I'm going to pick the first one. The first one has, though we have that in the previous one, where it has the target audience, right? And it has what the activity should be. But something that is missing in what activities are we creating? Is it going to be an assignment? Is it going to be classwork? The previous one has classwork, which is really good. So we need to be able to let the model know what activity is this. Is it going to be a quiz? Is it going to be a workshare? What activity are we creating? So someone write, create an engaging class activity on the topic HTML. It should be suitable for grade 6 pupils, which is also good. It's like create an activity on the topic HTML for grade 6. Simple and straightforward. Now, but the only thing that is missing in what Nikki has typed is what activity are you creating? We need to be able to specify the activity that we are creating. Is it an assignment? If it is an assignment, how many questions do you want? If it is a worksheet, what exactly do you want? How many do you want? So this guy, yeah, the next one say, as a grade 6 teacher, write a comprehensive lesson on lesson notes on HTML, which is extremely good, ambiguous. So it's going to give you lesson notes, then the teacher can filter that. But if you look at the first prompt that we are optimizing is classwork, right? So the teacher here already have his lesson note, but needed classwork for the student. So I am a content creator and I want to write an introductory message for my brand. Write a short and engaging intro message to this effect. No, this is completely out of point. We have the topic of, we have the prompt here, and we just want to optimize that prompt. So as a teacher, please design an engaging class activity for 6th grade students. Focus on the topic of HTML. The activity should be interactive, suitable for their age group, helping them understand the basics of HTML and how it is used to create web pages. That is awesome. That is so detailed. right? That completely cover every angle of HTML for this level. Then I'm going to use this, then we're going to compare the output of both. Now, create an engaging classwork for HTML on HTML for grade 6. Yeah, this is also good. Meaning of HTML, this meaning of HTML for grade 6 Puppy doesn't cover the depth, because the first prompt is saying classwork. So we need to realize that what we want to achieve is creating classwork for grade 6. Create an interactive class between the learners and the teachers for grade 6 on HTML. Interactive class. Now, this is extremely ambiguous, right? When you say interactive class, do you want interactive classwork? Do you want interactive discussion? Do you want what activities within the class that you want to make interactive? Then create 5 questions on the topic HTML. This is also nice, right? But where this is, when you say these questions, is it going to be a discussion question? Should it be an objective question? Should it be an open-ended question? What kind of question should it be? Yeah, so I'm going to pick the one that I feel has the most clear and detailed. Let me know if you can see my screen. Let's see what the result is. Then we're going to compare it with the first one. Then I'm going to now share what I've written. Now you can see how this completely breaks everything down for you. And I'm picking one of the prompts that we've written here, and I'm going to explain that prompt. Let me just know. Yeah, you can see this prompt is saying as a teacher, which is extremely important, right? Because our intention right now is to be able to write classwork or give classwork to students. So I'm saying, oh, I want this model hat as a teacher. Now, if you want to completely improve this, right? What if this is HTML should be taught in what subject? Then you can say hat as a computer science teacher, has as a, so that you are extremely specific. At that point, you're already narrowing down how you want the model to act. Because when you say hat as a teacher here, you can add, oh, am I a mathematics teacher? Am I a Yoruba teacher? Am I an English teacher? So I'm saying you can optimize this to say hat as a computer science teacher. Please design an engaging class activity for 6th grade students. Focus on the topic of HTML. The activity should be, and this is really nice. You can say it comes up with all of this for you, right? Where it started from is even the steps in taking the class, the introduction, the group brainstorming, and it's creating the tasks for you. It's giving you the list of creations that the class should do. Then it's how to add content to your HTML. Now, this extremely just explain, gives you activity for you to just do within the class for this particular topic. Then it's coming up with assessment, how to assess each of the participants. So I'm going to go back now because I'm going to go back and just pick the first, which is this one, the first prompt that we have. And we are just going to see what the outcome of the first prompt is going to be. Then mind you, right, the effectiveness of my prompt here is going to be biased, right, because I've started the conversation previously. You can see if you see from just looking at the content of this prompt, right, you can see that the first prompt has a more detailed explanation and concept. It started with objective, right? if I go back to my next prompt, which also have an objective, right? But you can see this has instruction, setting up your HTML document, task, open your text box, and it's just explaining to you how to do this one after the other. Adding your personal introduction, and it's giving you this with the code snippet to do it, inserting images, and telling you how to create link. But remember, because HTML in itself, and that's the next thing I'm going to go through, because HTML in itself is extremely broad, and you have a whole lot of concepts to understand within HTML. Another very good thing about this prompt is to tell what concept in HTML do I want to explain to the student for this particular lesson. Are we talking about what HTML elements? Are we talking about images? Are we talking about how to put in tags? Are we talking about headers? Are we talking about footers? Which is also an important part. You should be able to completely say what specific concept in HTML do I want this to be, and that is why you have extremely robust um, activity here that completely drive into each element that we have in HTML. I'm going to pick someone else. Yeah, I think someone puts create an interactive class between the learner and the teacher. Uh, create as HTML, create a classroom discussion activity. Now, create a classroom discussion activity on the topic HTML for grade 6 learner. At this point, you should be able to tell, you should be able, I'm just going to put it directly, then we're going to discuss the outcome. You should be able to tell, one very good thing we should always do is tell the model how you want the model to act, who the model should impersonate. Should they impersonate a teacher? Should they impersonate a student? Should they impersonate a professor and the rest? You can see with this now, look, it just completely come up with a whole lot of stuff for you, right? And you now need to start deciphering which one do you want to do. So it's coming up with warm up, what is HTML, opening question, discussion, briefing. Now, is peer, think peer share, why is HTML important? And this is more like an activity, but student needs to already understand what HTML is. Now it has group discussion, you have interactive sections. Now I'm going to write another, and then I'm going to explain this. Let me see before. Okay, I noticed that the correct is taking. Yeah, I like this one that create 5 questions on the topic HTML for grade 6. Let's see what this is going to be. Yeah, you can say for this question, it's just saying what does HTML stands for, and it's giving you the answer. What is the purpose of it? At the one, and it's giving you what the answer is. Which HTML tag will you use to create a paragraph of text, and it's telling you what it is, which is also good. Now, I chose this prompt because it's specific. It's saying I needed 5 questions, right? Which is specific. This can be like a follow-up prompt to the activities of the class, because it will be difficult for students to discuss this as engaging. So I came up with this prompt, and I'm going to explain it in a bit for those that can see my screen. So it's saying create an engaging and interactive classwork. And these I'm picking it from every prompt that we've written. Someone already suggested that. Someone said create an interactive class between learners and teachers for grade 6. So, but here, say my activity is assignment, because I want, that is the activity I want, designed for grade 6 students on the topic HTML. This activity should introduce, now I'm saying it should introduce the basic of HTML in a fun and accessible way. These are grade 6, so it should be fun for them. Encouraging creativity while teachers teaching essential topics. Include simple exercises where the student can practice writing their first HTML code, such as creating paragraph. See now, and that is where I said the concept that you want to teach in HTML. Where the student can create, learning how to create headings, paragraph, and list. Additionally, provide visual examples and step-by-step instructions to guide them through building a basic web page. The classwork should foster both understanding, excitement about what web development, and with clear learning objectives and opportunities for hands-on practicals. Now, the essence of this is to tell the AI to give you end-to-end, right, activities for that particular class, to just show you, and it's detailed. You already put in the concepts that you want to teach. You already give it the tone, right? And you already make it hard as a teacher. So you can see it's going to break it down into parts for you. Introduction, because I said it should start with introduction, and it should start with how to set up. Say the next one is setting up your document, then it's explaining how to add a header, then how to add paragraph, how to add image, how to add a list, because those are the concepts I said you should illustrate. Then here is saying putting it all together. This is your task. You completely put all this together instead of doing it. If you go back up, you can say this puts them where is just put them one and one. You get and one, right? This comes back here and put it together for the student as a very single HTML code. Then create your own web page, which is now an assignment. Using the example above as a guide, create your own web page, and it's telling them be sure your web page include this. Then the next thing was sharing and reflection. Classwork submission, your first page. You can see how detailed this is. It went into reflective questions. Then it's saying visual examples, mean headers, paragraphs, and this. Then you just kind of just give you your grading criteria and all of those things. Now I'm going to go back here. You can see, so you shouldn't be overly detailed, but you should be specific on exactly what you want it to achieve. Okay, and it should be specific on what you want it to achieve, right? And one very good thing is when you write a prompt, you can, and that is where I'm going, Nikki. When you write a prompt, yeah, you can ask AI to optimize the prompt for you. So what I've done here is just picking the prompt and asking AI to act as an expert prompt engineer and optimize this for better results. Nikki, if that answers your question. So I completely just rewrite the prompt and I'm saying, act as an expert prompt engineer, rewrite this prompt for better results. And it gives me a load of examples, right? Then I pick, because I'm the one that know what I want. So I just cherry pick from everything he has given me to be able to write this. And I think that's another skill that we should learn. I tell people ability to use Google search in itself is a skill. So now beyond ability to write prompts, ability to tell AI as an additional skill. So it's more like the way I use my Google search to just ask questions. So I can just ask, oh, I have this prompt. This is my intention. This is the prompt that I have. This is my intention. Can you optimize this prompt for you? And it's just going to do that for you. If that makes sense, Nikki. Okay, so that's the first prompt. So that's the first concept we've gone through. We said relevance. We said we need to be specific as much as possible. We should avoid ambiguity, right? I want to teach a topic. One concept in the topic do I want to teach? I want the AI to act as a teacher. What subject teacher? Is it mathematics? Is it English? We need to be able to put that. So that completely eradicates ambiguity and also completely remove and it makes it extremely simple and straightforward and clear for the AI. Remember, AI here is just giving you back the result from what he's been trained on, right? And that is it. So I'm going to, sorry, I don't know if we have any questions. If you have any question at this point, just feel free to just put it in the chat. Nikki, you said, wow, yeah, hopefully that's satisfied. Then I'll go to the next concept that I want to discuss about, which is scaffolding. I'm going to give 1 minute. If we have any question, just feel free to type in your question. Let me know. Do we have any question? Yeah, okay. Can you just type in your question here, please? Yeah, I want us to just type in our questions. I know if we unmute, yeah, it can just cause chaos. Yeah, I think there are some AI tools that you can use to design slides automatically. But you can ask the AI, yeah, to give you the slides. You can give the AI the content and ask it to help you to break it into slides. So you cannot take each slide, one slide, two, and create your own slide. Okay. So said bricks to magic school, AI school, please which yeah. Thank you for that, Abiodun. Yes, Nikki, if you create a simple prompt, you can ask AI to regenerate, optimize the prompt for more comprehensive details. Yes. But remember, when you're asking, because AI doesn't know what your intention is, and I think that is what completely differentiates us human from AI. AI doesn't know what your intention is, so you should be able to tell AI exactly what your intentions are in simple terms to be able to generate a comprehensive video that is going to meet your needs. Can I use AI to analyze research data? Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely, Dr. Busaya, you can. He said, please, in summary, one must explicitly analyze all that is expected before one gets hold of one's expectation. Yes, you must know what you need. Like that's, I think that's the most important thing. Oh, I want to teach HTML. What is my objective for this particular class, right? Then you can, because by writing your objective, you already know what you need. Then you can get, in fact, you can put your objective, put the topic, and ask AI to, based on the objective that you've put here, to help you generate engaging activities. You can, but let's avoid engaging activities because the question is what activities? Is it classwork? Is it assignment? Is it group work? Is it individual learning? So we need to be able to specify what activity it is. Absolutely, Meta AI can do what other AIs are doing. They are all built on almost the same model architecture. Okay, let me quickly just discuss the concept of scaffolding. Then we experiment again with any of the prompts that we've put in before. If AI is used to interpret medical test reports, nah, no, I won't say don't do that. Don't do that. So some research has shown, for example, you can use LLM to do predictions, right? But it's been proven that you should be wary of using that to do prediction because they are just test generations. So the result is based on the data that is being trained on, right? So for medical report, there are AI models that can do it, but not, you can't just generically use, for example, ChatGPT or Llama to do this report, and you want to know, you shouldn't do that. You should just be extremely careful. But there are models that can do that for you. Now that there is a case, what is taking a topic that I have not taught? Now that this is the case, what of talking a topic I have not taught before, and I needed insight into what is needed best to teach such topic. For example, the teaching of radioactivity to a student in building technology. Now, Olashukwu, I like this, right? And we're going to talk about it. Yeah, okay. I like what Olashukwu has asked. Then we're going to talk about this once I finish scaffolding, because this is going to just build on the next thing I want to talk about. And I know we know this concept, right? Is our scaffolding just our ability, is a method to provide support to students as they learn new concepts, right? They learn new concept, wants to be able to provide support for them and gradually remove that support as they become more proficient. So, for example, what Olashoko has asked on teaching radioactivity to students in building technology, right? They don't know, this is the first time they have been exposed to this topic. So scaffolding is, okay, I'm introducing this topic and providing support to the learner to understand the topic as we go. Then I'm reducing my engagement, my involvement in providing this support so that the learners can completely be able to stand on their own and understand this concept and be able to take those learning over probably to the next topic or the next thing wants to be. Yeah, so this supports diversity in the class. It gives them more confidence on this topic and encourage them to be able to think deeper as they understand the topics as we go. So what we're going to do is use this, use what Olashukwu has asked as example to create prompts, for this topic. Now, I don't want to go to how to scaffold prompt is what is the purpose. Now, I'm teaching radioactivity for students that doesn't understand it in any form or shape, which is my purpose. For example, I want to describe first the process of radioactivities, what is radioactivities is, right? Then I want to move on to build guide prompts, right? Which is being, I'm transitioning from telling them what radioactivity is to building activities in radioactivities, to building activities that has to do with radioactivities. Now, that's the next thing we're going to do. Then, Olashukwu, now that we have this, I want to teach a topic that I've not taught before, right? What is your objective? So, two things I'm going to ask you is, what is your objective? And what is your objective for that particular topic or for that particular class session? One, then the second question is, what does students know previously? I don't know. I know each different school and different education system has what they call it. So, Olashukwu, just type your objective for that class and what the students already know, which is prerequisite or previous knowledge. Then I'll just quickly read through what we have here. Thanks, because I think it's faster for me to use it. Okay, good. Doctor said, I need clarification on this. What clarification? Can I use AI to analyze research data? Yeah, I've said that is, yeah, absolutely. It depends on what your research data is. If you want me to cite an example for you, I can't cite an example for you of what I'm working on currently and how I've been able to use AI to look up the data. Then it doesn't depend on what your analysis is or what is the methodology of your research, if it is quantitative or qualitative, right? Because that determines what you want the AI to do and what is the data structure. I'll cite an example. So I'm currently working on a paper on how AI can help teachers, right, create engaging content. So I know probably some of you already feed the pre-survey. What I've done is once I got the data from the pre-survey, right, I just did a screenshot of the data, right, and I wanted to compare two of those data sets. I just uploaded it in ChatGPT, and I said you should analyze, just give me detailed explanation of both data sets. It gave me those details, and I said you should compare them, and it was able to compare them for me. So for you, it's question I'm going to ask is for your research, for your research, what is the methodology to what is the structure of the data sets that you intend to analyze? So once you have clarity on that, then it's easier to ask those questions. Can I use Claudia artifacts? I say you can use. Yeah, you can also use. Yeah, absolutely. Abiodun, thanks. What AI are you using? What AI are you illustrating right now? So I'm using ChatGPT right now on the web. But the concept is applied to any generative AI. Yeah, let's go back to Olashukwu. So right now we are talking about scaffold prompts, right? And we are trying to completely compare how we can scaffold prompt and how we do scaffolding method in teaching. The objective of the class is to link diverse physics principles with different field of study. So trying to get how to properly link this topic to the field of building construction. Well, what does the student know previously? Olashukwa? What does the student know previously and what class? Then I'm just going to write, in fact, I'm not going to write the prompt. I'm just going to show you how I'm going to make AI. And probably Mickey, I know you, Nikki, you ask a question using AI, and I'm just going to show you how you can just use AI to generate prompt and you can compare those prompts. Yeah, that's what we are talking about right now. How to scaffold prompt for an unknown topic. So we want to get the objective. Olashukwu has given us the objective, but I want him to tell me what does the students know previously. Can you just let me know what the students knows previously? Then I'm going to completely break this down also, right? Olashukwu, where do we want to start from? Do we want the AI to generate a lesson plan to teach this? Do we want it to generate a lesson note to teach this? Do we want it to generate class assignment or class work? So we need to be specific on that. Then we need to know what grade do we want to teach. Where's Olashukwu? The objective of the class is this. They have learned something about composition of nucleus since they are related. Okay, good stuff. What class? What class? What class? What class are we teaching? Okay, I need lesson notes that I can use for, okay, good stuff. So you have the lesson plan already for these, yeah? So I'm going to create a new one. Then I'm going to use this. And this is okay, good. So Nikki, look at how we are going to write this prompt. So here, I'm first, what I want to do first is I don't want to generate, I'm not generating the lesson notes, right? I can do two things here. I can either write the prompt straightforward, then I can make AI write the prompt for me. But let's start. So I'm going to first act as a teacher, and this is a technology. This is a building technology, right? So act as an experienced building technology teacher. So I want to give it a task. Your task is to come up with a detailed lesson notes to, I'm just typing this often. It doesn't mean it's the best, but we are going to optimize it to teach radioactivity to SS3 students. Below is the class objective. Then I'm going to state my objective. I'm just copying the objective that you put here, Olashukwa. I'm looking for it. The objective of the class is to link this. I'm not rewriting it. I'm just copying what you put there. Students, remember, I can put student already understood the concept of, what did they know previously? I know you put it here. I'm just looking for it. So they try to get so students already understood the concept of compositions of the, is that the right spelling? I don't know what that is. Now, this is just pretty straightforward, and I'm going to explain this now. So I'm saying, as Hart as an experienced building technology teacher, I don't know if that is the subject, but I'm just using this. Your task is to come up with a detailed lesson note to teach radioactivity to SS3 students. Below are the class objectives. The objective of the class is to link the diverse physics principle with different fields of studies. And this is extremely broad, but I'm just going to leave it. So trying to get to know how to properly link the topic to the field of building construction. And students already understood the concept of composition of, I don't know if this is the right spelling. I don't know what this is really. Yeah. So I'm just going to hit this button. I already given it the task. I said, come up with a lesson note. And now it's generating the lesson note for me. Say it comes up with, by the end of the class, explain the concept of radioactivity, describe the type of radioactivity, delay, identify the properties of alpha, beta, and gamma radiation, discuss the application of radioactivity in various fields and particularly in building construction, link all of this together. Then is doing introduction, recap. And I don't know this concept, and I know Olashukwu, since you are the domain knowledge expert, to be able to help. So it's breaking it down into type of radioactivity, delay, and it's trying to explain, trying to tell you what to discuss in there, and this what to discuss, and it's saying properties of this emission, and it's an application of this in building construction. It's doing radiographic testing, this, I don't know any of this. Then it comes to conclusion, and it drafts you this and this. Now I'm going to ask Olashukwu, right, if you think this content that the AI generated at this point is relevant to the topic you want to teach, you can just do me a yes or a thumbs up. Then it's going to take me to the next conversation. Then I'm going to just pick one more. I'm going to pick one more sample from the prompt that we've put. Someone put a prompt on bursary, on writing a letter, then we discuss that. Olashukwu, are you still here? or if there is any other teacher that teaches building technology and you understand those concepts, can you? Yeah. Okay, yes, I think the content is okay. It is left for me to appropriately work on the content to meet my need and their need. So, okay, that's good to hear. Then that's going to lead me to why I feel at this point, yeah, teachers should be the forefront, yeah, of using AI. Now, because as a student, students are extremely smart, most especially SS3, they are almost an adult already. So they can question this AI for questions and all of those things, but they are not domain knowledge experts. So they can't decipher if the content generated by the AI is as genuine as what the teacher will be able to. Now, because the teacher has domain knowledge expert, and you can say, oh, this is right, this is wrong, I can remove this, I can add this into it. Now, this is one bit. I just wrote this right off head, and I just say, okay, do this for me. Now, Nikki, and this is where you can now use AI. The next prompt I want to write is to rewrite the whole of this prompt, right? Then Olashupo, sorry, I'm going to be using you so much today. Then you're going to help compare both data from the new optimized prompt, yeah, and the previous prompt that we've had. Then I'll come back to you to what your needs, what you mean by your needs, and what the needs of the students are. So if I pick this now, I want to just rewrite this prompt as a whole. So I'm just going to open something else. So what I want to do is I want to say heart as, and remember, you don't have to use the word art. You can completely use any way that is best suit you to tell the AI to impersonate. But I just like using this because it's very simple. Art as, and then I like using two words, either putting an expert or an experienced, right? Because it's two levels. If I say art as a teacher, is he a teacher that has 1 year experience or a teacher that's just doing the work? Yeah, So I'm saying art as an expert prompt engineer. Remember, what I want to do is optimize my prompt. So I want this person to be an expert prompt engineer and can write my. So I'm saying optimize the prompt below for better result. So I just put this here. So I just copied and paste that prompt. I'm not doing any other thing. I just copied, pasted that one just the way we have it. Then I'm going to, so it's not going to give me prompt here. So first is say, it's telling me how to optimize it. You're an experienced building technology. It's saying your task, develop a comprehensive and engaging class plan aimed at SS3 students on the topic of this. The primary focus of the class is to connect the principles of radioactivities with the field of building construction, which is exactly what we want. Then you're saying the key objective is this, and you're saying the lesson content suggestion should be this and this. I said, so this version is more detailed. So it's telling me now, expected outcome by the end of the lesson, students should be able to articulate this and that. So, but this is not what I want. I wanted it to write a prompt for me, right? Now, so I'm going back to what I've done. So I said optimize. I didn't explicitly write tell AI what task I want it to do. So it's just optimizing that prompt. So if okay, let me optimize that lesson plan. So it's optimizing this for me. So I'm going to go back. I'll copy this one. And this is where we were talking about ambiguity. You should make sure you are not ambiguous. You tell the AI exactly what you want it to do. So I'm going to start an expert prompt engineer, rewrite the prompt below. Rewrite the prompt below for better outcome. Let me change this. Yeah, I'll just leave it. I'll just change optimize to rewrite now. So what it's still doing you can see what he's doing now. He's still telling, he's doing the same thing. He's saying as an experience this, do this, right? Now it's left for me to just cherry pick any of these that I want, right? He's saying the lesson plan structure should be this. By the end of the lesson, students should do this, but this is not what I want. So I want it to rewrite the prompt below for better outcome. And that is why I said the heart of prompting in itself is your ability to keep practicing it, right? You can't do copy and paste most of the time, right? You just keep practicing what you want. Then if I want to do this, I can say your task is to, I stated it up there. This is just me just typing anything that comes to my head. You can say it kept doing the same thing because that's the conversation it has started previously. So if I want to do this now, this is not exactly what I want, right? So what I can do is do this. I'll just copy this one. Then I'll say your task is, I'll copy this one. Is to develop, but that is what I want here. I've said you're an experienced building technology teacher. Your task is to develop a detailed lesson plan for, we want lesson note, not lesson plan. Lesson note for SS3 students on the topic of radioactivity with a focus on connecting the physics concepts to the field of. So I want to just pick the physics concept that I want, which is the best way to do it. You can add those physics concepts here. Then I'll just come back here and pick objective of the class. So I can, student already know. The students already know this, and below the class objective. Then I can use any of these that it already generated for me as my class objectives. Now, another thing we can do sometimes is one, we are asking the AI to generate concept and build on conversations that we've started. You can ask it to forget all previous conversation. Please forget all previous conversations. Understood. How can I access today? So it's coming back with new memory. So I said, so I'm writing a new one. You are an experience. This your taxes to develop this. I'm just copying and paste. I'm not going to reward it in any way. Now you can say is recapping what my objective are, because that's what I put in there, and my prerequisite knowledge, and it's coming up with the lesson concept all over again. You can see it's connecting radioactivity to building construction, introduction to radioactivity, recap basic concepts, briefly review the concept of radioactivity, focusing on the delay of unsuitable, I don't know what this one is. And you can see this, I know I saw this in what it generated previously, which is very close. And it's saying practical application in building technology. And it's giving us use case 1, it's giving us use case 2, and it's saying interactive student engagement, which is role play, radiographic testing in action, and it created all of these and comes up with conclusion and the rest. Now, Nikki, this is how you scaffold prompt, right, to completely meet your need and just introduce students to new topic. I don't know if this makes sense. Let me just have a thumbs up if this makes sense. I know I've been talking for almost 50 minutes straight. Can you just give me a thumbs up if this makes sense? Then we'll pick one last prompt for today. Dr. Abraham, you want to say something? Just drop it in the chat. Okay, thanks, Emmanuel. We have 103 people. Does this only make sense to Emmanuel? Just give me a thumbs down if you think you need more clarity or more explanation on it. Then if you have questions, just drop it in. Then I can always go back and I want to just go back and pick any of the prompts. Then we are just going to rewrite. We are just going to rewrite it. Then, yeah, if you have any questions, then we can call it a day. I want to pick something that is not okay. I saw one. Yeah, I like what Messi Alonge put here, and I'm going to use that. I'm going to use that to explain some concepts. Yeah, there's a whole lot of good prompts. Oh, I'm not going to use Olashupo's prompt anymore. Okay, good. Let me know if anyone has question. Then I'm going to use this prompt that that Messi sent. I'm going to send it here. I'm going to use it to explain a concept. Now I want to explain the concept of model as it is. Okay, so in essence, consistent practice is the key. Yeah, that's it. Consistent practice. Because you are just telling the model to do something. You just need to keep doing it. And this is how I say this is natural language, right? Remember, if for example you are learning a new language, and I know somebody pasted a prompt on French, I'm going to go back and pick that one. If you are learning a new language, the more you speak the language, the more you get better at it, right? That is the concept, right? And the same thing with prompting generally. Anything tech, the same thing. The more you use it, the more you get better at it. You know, some of us, when you buy a new TV and you have the remote, anytime you want to use it, you look at the remote and try to look at where the button you want to press is. But the more you use the remote, the more you can just pick the button. You can just pick the remote without looking at the button and just press, because at that point your brain already knows where almost all the frequently used buttons are, and you can just use it. It's just the same way. I'm just going to quickly I think the idea is to keep prompting until you achieve what you want. Exactly, Rhoda. That's it. You keep optimizing it until you get what you want. Thanks for this. Thank you, Dr. Busaya. Please account AI sub accounting quantitative questions. Absolutely, yes. Depending on how you draft your prompt. AI only understand what you put into it. Yeah, Monica, you gave me a thumbs down. What part do you want me to explain again? Just drop your question in. What part do you want me to explain again? So as Monica is putting in her question, I'm going to explain something. It's yeah, I've forgotten to put this down, but I think that is Grace Alonge. I know Alonge is the surname. Is that create a three-step lesson plan about family using British curriculum for age 5 with pictures, songs, and video. See what I'm going to do? I'm just going to put this, then I'm going to use it to explain my next concept. I'll just start a new one. So I'll do this one. Let me look for who put in this. I know the last name is Alonge. I don't know why I forgot the Okay. Messi Alonge. If you are still here, can you give me a thumbs up in the chat if you are still here? You type in these. First is I want to get you are like the domain knowledge expert on this, right? So I want to get what you think about the content that is generated. Then you go back. Because I will not explain multi-models, right? Now we have multi-models that can generate. So let me do it like this. We have generative AIs. We have that only generate like LLMs, some only generate text, right? Which they can only generate text. That's what your ChatGPT is doing currently. It can only generate text. It can't generate video, and it can't generate images. Then for those that has you can have other LLMs that can generate. No, they are generative AI, but they can generate across videos. They can generate across um, voice, and they can generate across images. And that is what I think your ChatGPT Zero Mini that it demoed the last time was doing, because it can do all of those things at the same time. So what, for example, your ChatGPT will give you here, it's to tell you, for example, pictures of various family, but it's not telling you where you can get these pictures for. So what I can do right now is I can just pick this one, and because I have wait, so if you have, you can now ask AI to generate those pictures for you in a completely separate, because this won't be able to generate it for you. Then it's going to tell you videos, right? What I can do is I can write this prompt and say, just give me the link to those videos. Most of the time, those videos are wrong, and most of the time, the pictures are wrong. So you can say break this down into those activities, and saying families and role responsibilities, activities, and it's just saying the extensions and the rest. I'm not sure there's any link. So I can do, so if I'm writing these down, right, I can say create a 3-step lesson plan about family using the British curriculum for age 5 with with links to video, pictures.
Even the sunken parts are longer.
Yeah, please, can we all mute, please? Thank you. Now look at what I've done is I'm saying I just write it with just this bit. I just said hard links that I can use for the class, and it's giving me this link. Now we can say if I click on the link, it's going to go to a video, and it's going to tell me this video is currently not available. Right. So that's what happened most of the time. It's going to generate a link, but the links might not be verifiable. So that's now on the teacher to be able to look for link, but you can suggest ideas of the video, ideas of the messages, ideas of the pictures that you need. Please, do we have generative AI peculiar to some subjects? Yeah. Yeah, we have generative AI right now that I know that they call it Med, I think Med AI or something. They're just strictly on medical related or science, yeah, subjects. And there are a whole lot of researchers now fine-tuning generative AI for class works, for class subjects, and the rest. And I think probably Rotimi can share more light on that. That's part of the project we are working on as a team, to be able to fine-tune generative AI or completely create a generative AI that teachers can use to teach just strictly subjects. So you can't ask any random questions. You just have to ask subject-related stuff, and it'll be able to teach you. Yeah, I'm going to give room for questions and answer in the next 5 minutes. If anything is not clear that you want me to talk about, or you have any recommendations, we can all learn from each other that you think we can use to optimize our prompting. Yep. So if you have any questions, you can just ask, please. It's a thing. Let me know if you have any questions. Dr. Ali, did you raise your hand? Please feel free to, you can, yeah, if you want to say it, feel free to say it, yeah. How do you know people that raise up their hand? Okay. Oh, I'm raising my hand. Yeah, Dr. Ali, you are still raising your hand. Yeah, absolutely. You can use AI to generate timetable. Yeah, you can use, if you want to use AI to generate timetable, right? You can just specify the subjects, right? You can give it a list of subjects and just tell it to generate the timetable, and it will. If you know, have a list of subjects, first remember timetable. What is the duration for each section? What is the time? What are the days? The time meaning 9 to, I don't know, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Day, Monday to Friday. What is the duration for each section? Do you have break in between? How many break do you have? If you can just explain all of those things, it automatically going to generate a timetable for you. So Lufemi, feel free to just give it a try. Let me know. Now, I think the video will be available. Then you can always go through the video. Then I can ask AI to generate the summary of this class. I'll send it to everybody. Yep. Do we have any other questions?
Yeah,
Okay.
good day, sir.
Yeah. In case there is no any other question, I'm going
Hello?
to hand over. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, if I
Yeah.
do you want to ask a question?
It's Mr. Ambrose that is speaking, sir. Well done, sir.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Yeah, well done for the whole presentation. It's really made a lot of sense. And but the only thing I just wanted you to I will kind of reiterate again is what you said about scaffolding and its application to AI, or how you can use AI to apply it.
Okay. What do you want me to say about that?
So the definition you gave for scaffolding and how what you demonstrated in that AI, how it actually correlates with the definition.
Yeah, okay, so this is my understanding of scaffolding in education, right? It's just a method of providing support to students. As they learn new concepts, they're learning a completely new concept and providing support for them. Support could be, defining what, I'm going back to radioactivity, defining what radioactivity is, right? What are the concept of radioactivities, right? So I'm explaining this for them and I'm trying to get them to understand it. If you go down to that prompt, yeah, it gets to, let me see if I can find it. It gets to a point where, okay, this is a radioactivity. Yeah, I'm just going to start. I'm just going to go through. So it introduces it. So I'm providing support here. I'm explaining types. Yeah. And as they learn, right, I'm still doing application here, application of radioactivity in building construction. I'm linking radioactivities to building construction. Yeah. And I'm giving summary. Then I'm giving assessment. Now, if you observe, I'm giving assessment and I'm giving assignment. At this point, you are assessing what the student already understands. So you are letting them, you are reducing your support in what they understand, right? But you are reducing your support in the teaching and letting them explain to you what they understand. You are saying provide a brief briefing or oral quiz, focusing on the link between the two of them, and you're giving them assignments to do. The instructional material can be all of this. Then you can evaluate what the student have done. Then the next topic is for you to be able to let the student completely take charge of that class and explain to you what they've done about radioactivity, what their research has been. Yeah, I don't know if that makes sense, because at that point
Yeah.
you've already built confidence to understand it.
It's okay, no problem. I understand what you've said. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Mr. Jamil, please go ahead.
Can you hear me? Hello.
Yes.
Yeah,
Hello. Good
ahead.
afternoon. Good afternoon, Mr. Adeniyi. Dr. Adeniyi,
Yeah.
rather.
No,
Many thanks for
Mr.
your presentation. All right. All right. I'd like to ask if the chat GPT, this very version that you are using, is it paid for or is it the free version? Because oftentimes I try using chat GPT, the higher version, and I will get a feedback that I need to pay for it. So I don't know, how can one get a free version of the chat GPT that will be able to do all these things that you have presented to us today? That's my question, sir.
Yeah, I think the free one can wait. This is the free one, I believe. I don't know. I have to. Yeah, this is the free one. It's asking me my current plan. No, this is the paid one. Upgrade your plan, current plan. Yeah. So the free one can always do all of this, because the free one by default has your ChatGPT for daily tasks, so you can always do it. But I know that the level of conversations that you can have is reduced in the free one. Yeah, so that means you need to wait after some time before you can continue. But you can always use. I use this a lot here, and it's the same thing, and it gives you privileges to ask more questions, right? And also, I use the Microsoft one, which is what they call it again, but that requires you to have a Microsoft account. The something action.
It's called Copilot.
Thank you. That's what I'm trying to remember. Yeah, Copilot, but you have to where Copilot is different. I can use it without logging in, but I can't ask so many questions. But once I log in, I can ask a lot of questions. There is, and I know there is Perplexity also that you can use to just ask, that you can use to ask questions, and yeah. So there's a whole lot that you can use, and the concept is just the same thing. Yeah, I think if we don't have any questions, I'll just hand over to Rotimi. Yeah, thank you, everyone.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Can we say a big thank you to Mr. Adeniyi? Can we say a big thank you to Mr.
Thank you, Mr. Adeniyi. Thank you. Thank you. God bless you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Can we
Thank you so much.
Can I see
Thank you, Mr.
comments?
Denny.
I need to see comments, more comments. I need to see more comments. I need to see more thumbs up, the claps and all that. Thank you, Mr. Adeniyi. Now, if you love AI, let me hear you say I love AI. Let me hear you say I love AI. AI is just a game.
I love AI.
Awesome.
I love AI.
I love AI.
Awesome. Interesting.
It's a welcome development.
Interesting. Thank you. While we wait for Mr. Utimi to come back online, right? These conversations that we're having are actually quite pivotal and important in these times that we are at the moment. You see that even yesterday, right? I was stuck. I was creating a proposal, trying to draft something for a project, and I was quite stuck. Then I remember ChatGPT. In that moment, I got relieved, and everything I needed to get done, I could do it immediately. So we are really grateful for the time Mr. Adeni has spent. I hope nobody has any more questions because I think he has taken all the questions already, right? So yeah, I'm seeing comments. I love AI. Thank you, Mr. Adeni. Thank you, Mr. Adeni. Indeed, it was value for the time, and the fact that we are getting this for free is something that we must be grateful and appreciate. Right? Thank you very much, Mr. Adeni. While we wait for Mr. Rotimi to come back in, okay, I think he's back. Okay, I think he's back. But if can anybody just tell me one thing they have learned today? One thing they have learned today. We talked about scaffolding. We talked about. I also heard him say that teachers should be, at the forefront of the conversation of AI. Did anybody remember that? Teachers should be at the forefront of the conversation with AI. Let's see comments. What we learned from today. Let's see some comments. I'm still seeing thumbs up and thank you. I'm looking for the comments. What did you learn? What was your take? Method of good prompting. Yes. More comments, please. I learned the proper way of prompting with AI. Yes, good. More comments, please. While Mr. Rotimi gets ready, as soon as he's ready, I'm sure he can come on. I learned that when prompting, you should use. I think I skipped that comment. Let me go back there. When prompting, you should be specific. Yes. Prompt should be simple, clear, and not ambiguous. Yes. I learned that we should be specific in our prompt and avoid ambiguity. Yes. Avoid. Yes. I learned more and more today. And if one don't know what he really wants, such won't be able to. Yes. That's how AI works. You need to know what you want, what you're looking for in the first place. I think me personally, I also learned that consistency matters. The more you continue with AI, the better you get. Right? Precision in prompt is the task. Good. Precision is important. I learned about modeling and how to be specific. Yes. Good.
All right.
Thank you very much. Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you, everyone. I just brought my family back home because we had some functions to attend to. I want to take this time out to just thank Sam. It's been a wonderful time. Thank you so much. And we hope that we'll have time to do more and more of this. As we round off what Sam has taught us, I just want to, because like he said, he's not the presentation PowerPoint slide guy, and that's why it was very practical. But I've made a slide, just one, that just can encapsulate all that he has shown us. And then I would give us an insight into one way to also optimize, in fact, your ChatGPT account so that you tailor it for every chart. It assumes a predefined role in every chart and every engagement you have with it. So that's the two things I will show. This slide and that one will be the thing I will show us before we call it a day, and then just pass some few announcements. So if you can see my screen, I want you to just either thumbs up and let me know that you're able to see my screen. If your microphone is not muted, you can also let me know that you are seeing my screen. All right.
I can see your screen clearly. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Okay. So thank you. So as Mr. Sam has mentioned, the first thing that you need to do in your conversation with generative AI is to set the scene, which is always provide the AI chatbot with a context, a role For example, you will say you're an expert grade 5 teacher. As Sam has always mentioned, you're an expert prompt engineer. And one good thing about generative AI is that you can tell it to tell you how best to talk to it. It's just like a child is wanting, when we do a conversation with adults, you can ask the adult, so how do you want me to address you? How do you want me to talk to you? You can actually use that same concept to engage the AI. You can start with the basic prompt that you know and tell it to optimize it for you, just like Sam has shown us. So setting the scene is very critical, giving it context, giving it a role to assume. You're an expert grade 5 teacher, you are this, you are that, you're an historian, you are this person. It puts it in that context and it helps you to streamline your conversation. Remember, one thing with AI, the more specific you are, the better your result. Then the second one is be specific. Be specific in the instruction. Clearly define the task. Don't just say, generate a lesson plan for me. It's very broad. So you must be very specific, provide details on what you would like included. For example, use the 5E model to create a 60-minute hands-on lesson on 5E model is engage, explore, expatiate, and they are an education model. So you can Google it online. So being very specific, you can say, okay, generate a 60-minute lesson for grade 5 student on this topic, include 3 objective, 5 lesson, 5 questions at the end of. So be very specific. Again, let it be that it is what you want to see and have at the back of your mind. You are the driver in this conversation. Simplify your language. Use a conversational approach with simplified language that avoids unnecessary jargons. As simplified as it can be. Create an engaging lesson plan that aligns with Common Core, or create an engaging lesson plan for my HTML for grade 5 students, and be very specific and be very simple. Avoid all the big grammars. Then another thing that is good is, how do you want your output? You can tell it, okay, put it in a table or put it in bullet points, or create a PowerPoint presentation. If it's one that can present a slide for it, that can design a slide, you can use that. But if it is ChatGPT, you can tell it, create this in form of a PowerPoint presentation using bullet points. And it will do that for you, slide 1, slide 2, slide 3, slide 4, slide 5. So your prompt should be very clear, and then decide how you want your output. Tell the chatbot how to structure the output with specific or format, audience, or section. So your output should be specific. What audience are you looking at? Is it grade 5, grade 6, graduate, undergraduate, so that it knows? And then let it know what format you want. Is it bullet point? Is it in paragraphs? Is it in tape? You want it to be tabulated. That's also very, very important. And also, there are other areas that you can look at. For example, you can even ask the ChatGPT to ask you questions if it's not clear. You can tell it there are different concepts now that people are beginning to work with with generative AI. They'll tell it to not to think first. You'll tell it to just think before presenting it to you. So it would take its time to process. You can ask it to ask you questions. And while it's asking you questions, it's also able to get more from you. You can ask it, when you're putting in your prompt, you can say, okay, ask me a question if you don't understand. And then it begins to engage you to ask you more in depth on what you desire it to be. Provide feedback at all points in conversation. Share specific on what needs to be revised to meet your need. As Sam has said, you have to be the one driving the engagement until you've gotten to the point where you are satisfied. He mentioned the concept of scaffolding, which is very critical. It is not just about providing support for students, also scaffolding your instruction to the AI until you've gotten to the point where you are satisfied with everything. Bottom line is you have to verify what you have been given before you go handing it over to people to use or for your students. Verify. While I was getting set up, I had somebody ask a question about what version of ChatGPT, whether it's paid or not paid. There are some other, and this is why it's good also to leverage some other AI platforms that are more tailored for educators, like the ones we've talked about before: Brisk, School AI, Magic AI, Teacher Ed, Edumatics, all of those ones. There are organizations that are tailored to building AI platform that are tailored for teachers. What they've done also is they've subscribed at the back of their model is riding on the latest version of either ChatGPT or Perplexity or Anthropic. So they are not using the free type. So leveraging on them, you'll be leveraging on the most recent and the most updated or the premium version of ChatGPT. For example, let me bring up one that I think will be good for you. It's called Poe. Poe is a chatbot, but it allows you decide which of the other chatbots you want to leverage on. So let me see. All right, so you see, I want to ask you a question. I can say I want ChatGPT 4.0 or Claude 3.5. So it's I think they've entered an agreement with most of these other LLMs and they've subscribed to the premium version. So leveraging on this, even if your own is the free version and you have some limitation, if you go into some of these other secondary chatbots or platforms that already have subscription or arrangement with the big LLMs, you'll be able to get the premium one. So for example, maybe your free version might not be 4.0. So this one is, all right, so it's asking me to upgrade. I'm on the everyday tax ChatGPT. But if I decide to use Poe, I will have ChatGPT 4.0, which is higher than my free one. So those are ways that you can get around this premium vis-a-vis freemium version. So that's a good example of how you can leverage on that. So Poe is an example. Perplexity have their own. Claude is a good one. Somebody asked about timetable, designing a timetable. I think in the last webinar, let me see if I can pull it up. We did something similar to that. And okay, this one. We did something similar to that. Using Claude, you can use what is called Claude Artifact. Claude allows you to also design. Let me just bring it up. I think we the last webinar, the last one we did, we worked on. Okay, I think it's this one. Okay, so this is an example. So we wanted to create a timetable, and the person asked, "Can we create a timetable?" So I gave it the prompt. You are a timetable and a bell schedule coordinator of a school, and you need to create a teaching timetable for all grade levels, starting with grade 1. So there are 3 arms of grade 1, namely 1A, 1B, 1C. There are 5 periods of 50 minutes each in a day. There are 5 days a week. There are 7 subjects each for each class. Each subject holds 4 times a week, no double periods. There is 1 teacher per subject for all 3 arms. Design a timetable with a weekly format. So this is called Claude. Rolled out something recently, but it's now free. It's called Claude Artifact. It gives you a window where you can write your prompt and it will generate it on a window, especially if you are somebody that likes to design stuff online. So this is the first timetable. You see 1A, 1B, 1C. And then we went ahead later on, we kept modifying it. And then I asked it to make it interactive and it put different color codes. I think eventually the last one I asked it to put the name of the teachers in the columns, and then it did that. Okay. Did it. Okay, so this is it. So you can see math, grade 1A math, Mr. Jude, English, Mrs. Kate. So you just need to tell it, you need to know exactly what you want and tell it to do it. I also saw a lesson note, a request where somebody said, um, um, can you generate 60 questions and all of that? We practiced that also where I showed that you are able to tell the AI to create an online question and answer portal, especially Claude, and it will create it for you, and you can give it to your student to go and practice. Let me see if we did this. This is observation template. Okay, interactive revision quiz environment. So the question is create 100 question web-based drag and drop revision question based on the unit in the attached. So we had a unit in a PDF. We uploaded a PDF and asked it to create 100 questions, a drag and drop quiz online question for 100 questions from this same PDF, and it will generate an environment where there will be drag and drop, and student can go and answer those questions. Let me see. There was one that. Okay, so this one is an example. So I asked it to uh, I asked it to create a web-based drag and drop 5-question quiz on mitosis and grade 5 for grade 5 student that can be online. And this is what it created. You can always let me see. So this is a drag and drop. I can drag the answer, and it will check your answer as you do that. So again, you will need to know exactly what you want to do and use any of the AI platforms to do them. One last thing that I want to show us on ChatGPT, which also was released, I think it's been a while, but it's to customize, to create a profile for yourself. So for example, if you are a teacher, if you're a grade 5 teacher, rather than always writing it by the time you are generating a lesson plan or a lesson note on all of that, you can customize your ChatGPT profile such that it takes that character or that role with any of your chat. So if you click on the name, you will see customized ChatGPT. So if you click on that, you can enable it for every new chat. So here, it will give you a guide. Where are you based? What do you do for work? What are your hobbies? So here I can say, I am a grade 5 science teacher. So for every of my chat, it assumes this role. You can say I am an expert STEM developer. I am a school administrator. So you create a profile for yourself, especially as a teacher. You'll be generating lesson plan, generating lesson notes, generating curriculum, and all of that. So you can define your profile here. Create a CV for yourself, hypothetically. What role? Something that defines your role and how you want your persona to be identified by the chat. You can create it here. You can give yourself you can say, I am an expert science teacher, blah, 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 with defined roles. Now, how would you like ChatGPT to respond? You can now break it down. I can say, so here I can say I am a grade 5 science teacher. My student, I can say I have 3 categories of students in my class: high performer, maybe advanced, intermediate, and low. And I want it that everything I ask it to generate, it should generate for those 3 categories of people. So you can define all of that here so that when you are generating class activity or class work, it can output for you everything you're asking it to suit to those 3 categories of students. So maybe you have students that are maybe special needs students, and you have some that are high performer. You can define your class however you want, and then tell ChatGPT, this is my profile. In my profile, my class is set up in this way. Everything I ask of you, create it in this format. So I can tell it, okay, I have 3 categories of students. Maybe I can say maybe advanced, intermediate, and beginner. So he already knows my my profile as a grade 5 science teacher, and also knows that these are my categories of student. So I can now say lesson plans. So for my lesson plan, always create 3 categories, 3 lesson plans to meet the needs of the 3 categories of student class. I can say for every lesson plan, also create objectives, create lesson outcomes. So you can define all of that. For notes, for if you separating lesson plan, if you want to separate your note, how do you want it to bring up your notes for you? If you want to do quiz and answer, maybe class, whatever activity or whatever thing you would like to generate, you can categorize them and say, okay, for all of my lesson plan, you'll create the lesson plan and create 3 copies of it. You will add 3 objectives. You will add 3 outcomes. So once you have defined all of this, it remembers this, and then in every chat you start, based on your conversation with it, it will always respond using this persona, using this personality that you have created. So that enables you not to always repeat some of those things as you continue your chat. In every chat you started, you don't have to say, okay, I am a grade 5 teacher and I'm an expert in this, I'm an expert in this. You can craft this customized chat GPT profile for yourself, save it, and enable it for all your new chats. And then as you engage it, it continues to work that way for you. So this is one thing that I wanted to also highlight, and then I'm going to exit. I didn't set that up for myself, but that option is there, and you can always leverage on that. So I would stop sharing my, okay. I will put this, just I think 3 slides. Other prompting techniques is be concise. You can tell ChatGPT to be very concise. You can tell it to take a deep breath. What that means is you're telling it to just not to think, to be more thoughtful in presentation. You can tell it to ask you questions as you put it in your prompt. You can also tell it to explain your answer. So when you have given it all the details, you can say, okay, explain your answer, and it will automatically provide explanation for every response that it gives you. And this is important for my job. It's like giving it an emotional giving it an emotional basis, so that it also knows that, okay, this is very important to you, and then that will also guide the way with which it responds to you. So all of these techniques are things that, as you practice, that is when you get better and better and better at it. I'm going to finally just share a link with us, especially this website. I found it very resourceful for educators. I'll put it in the chat as part of the resources for this conference, this session. It's called AI in AI. Okay, AI for Education Prompt Library. I would. So if you go to this website, AI for Education, and you click on the prompt library, this is dedicated to educators. They have crafted a lot of prompts that would help you. So you will see communication assessment, prompts for student lesson planning, and you can also search. It's really very resourceful. You can always leverage on this. So for example, lesson planning, if you click on lesson planning, it brings you to a lot of lesson plans. So you can see, okay, strength-based lesson plan. Anyone you choose, let's just say I choose let's say analyze a simple, okay, alternative teaching, create an AAC, transform an existing lesson. So let's say you choose this one. So it gives you a detailed explanation. upload an existing lesson plan. It tells you what you need to do. Upload an existing lesson plan into Claude or any of your favorite chatbots. Then you can now use a prompt. So it gives you a prompt. Say, act as an expert teacher in an instructional design skill at creating engaging hands-on this. I will copy the text of a lesson plan on topic. So anything you see in bracket, you replace it with your own. So I will copy the text of a lesson plan on the topic below in triple quotes. Your task is to reverse the lesson to include, then you describe your desired changes and insert your lesson plan text. So this will give you the prompt and then insert places where you need to personalize that prompt. So this website gives you a lot of ready-made prompts, and there are a lot of educators that keeps working on it. So you can use this as a reference for yourself where you go in and see whatever lesson, whatever prompt that is suitable for your lesson, and then you can leverage on that. So they've already clearly defined the prompt, refined it as much as possible, and then provide placeholders for you to insert what you need to, what is personal to your own lesson plan, and you can always leverage on that. So I'll put the link for us. We can always go back there and leverage on what they have as resources. So I'm just going to end with that. So as I don't know if there's any question before we just let me stop sharing my screen, and then if there are questions, let me go to the question Q&A. Can you specify more roles as a teacher, researcher, school administrator? Yes, you can. You can do that. How can I use AI on Canva? So Canva already has inbuilt AI, and most of these applications most of them are going that way now. They would that's the next level for them. They have to put AI. So Canva already has AI to generate animation, to generate pictures, to generate images, and also to generate text. I think I might just show that already. You can Canva already has that ability for you to use AI to refine your text within your presentation. So you can always leverage on that. So for Canva, it's called Magic Write. Let me just share my screen and show you. That's already available in AI in Canva, I think from about a year or two ago. So you can see Magic Write. You can see shorten, rewrite, more function, change voice. So this is their own AI writing tools. So you can use that. And I think their image also, if I go to the home page, I think they have yeah, they have they've incorporated AI into a lot of things. Let me see if I okay for you. So you can play around it, but I'm for the text, yes. For the image also, I know that because I've seen my son play around with inserting an AI generated video and all of that. So Canva already provides that from the onset, so you can leverage on that. What is the name of the last AI for modifying existing lesson plan? I'll post it in the group chat, but it's not an AI. It's an AI. It's just a website that educators created. It's called aiforeducation.io. So you'll see prompt library. They have a library of prompts you can leverage on. All right. So thank you everyone for joining. There'll be more information in the group chat. I know there are some challenges with people signing into Teams or using Teams, but I'll make it clear. The reason why we're using Teams is because one, it's a platform that we'll leverage on for many other things we want to do. That's one. Secondly, it's a platform that we don't, because we have the Office 365 subscription and we got it for free. It allows us for any webinar to have almost as much as 10,000 participants without limit to how long the conference call can go. And so we don't have to pay. But if we decide to use Zoom, then there has to be consistently paying, especially if you're having the last conference, we have almost about 900 attendees. If you want to use Zoom or even Google Meet, it has to be the paid version. So I know a lot of people are experiencing some challenges, but we will continue to find ways to get those people on board. But there is a reason why we decided to opt for Teams because of its features. So one of the feature is actually the online, the way for us to continue to engage and to provide the body of work that everyone is supposed to turn in for us to be able to get the necessary badges and certificate for these programs and for these courses. So at the end of today, within the next few days, we'll be creating that body of work that will encapsulate all that has been taught today. You have some basic, simple assignments for you to carry out. And once you turn in that work, then you get your certificate or your mini certificate for this level 1, lesson 1 or first module. And it's going to be a 12 module. At the end of the 12 module, then you get a more detailed certificate for level 1 of tech-enabled teacher level 1 certification with all your 12 modules and verifying that you've completed all of those. So we're leveraging on Teams for that aspect also, because we're able to create a coursework, a module, and you're able to attend that module, watch the videos, do everything, upload your work, submit your assignment, and your assignment is also graded. So that provides us with that one place for us to be able to do that. That's why we're still going to be sticking to Teams, unless we see other platforms that provides these services at free cost, because of the relationship I have with Microsoft. This platform, I have almost 100,000 licenses, so it's completely free, and that's why we're able also to do all that we're doing for free. The moment we begin to incur costs, then it becomes costly for everybody. So that's why, again, we will still stick with Teams. Those that are having challenges, we'll have a way to manage them, as we have seen in the group. We'll continue to just manage everybody. So the next webinar will be at the end of September. We'll continue to communicate the date. I think it's going to be the last Saturday in September. So we'll have that at the back of our mind. And in the next conference, the next webinar will be about creating chatbots, special purposed chatbots for yourself, for your class, for your school, for professional learning, to replace normal straight line chatbots that you see on website, chatbots for parents to interact and find more information about your school, chatbots for professional development in your school, chatbots for your department. Maybe you have a lot of policies and all of that. You can create chatbots, upload all of those policies, and people in your department. One of the things we've noticed also among the educators, we have a lot of things, a lot of books, a lot of resources. We don't go through them, we don't read them. But with chatbots, you can put all of those, and then when I need specific information, I can just engage that chatbot, and it does all the summarization and brings that to me. So we'll be looking at a lot of use cases on how that can be used, whether as a teacher, as a facilitator, as an administrator. In every area of your endeavors within the education sector, there is something that technology can do to ease your work, and especially to get people to engage and learn more from what you have in terms of your resources. So that's going to be the next webinar. More details of it will be coming forth in the coming days. But that webinar is going to be on September. The last Saturday in September is going to be. What's this? So the last Saturday in September is going to be on 28th. So it's going to be 28th of September will be the next webinar. Teach with Tech webinar, and then we'll be meeting. But in the coming weeks, we'll put all of the details out for people to register. So once again, I want to thank every one of us. By Monday or Tuesday, the video will be posted on YouTube. We can also rewatch it. We'll streamline it and cut off places that are not relevant, and then we'll put it up on Facebook. So please, 3 things we always ask people to do for us: follow us on all social media, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and invite more educators to the group. And we'll continue to provide everything that we can to help educators succeed, transforming their classes one class at a time. It's a great privilege to also be here. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Yeah, you can call me Abiodun, but my name is actually Rotimi. I think I should change the name I use in creating this account to my real name. Yeah, so Rotimi Abiodun Afelumo is my name actually. So I'll change this back to Rotimi Afelumo. But thank you so much. We're going to end the call here, but I think what I'll do is just maybe I'll just allow mics for everybody, and then we can just continue to sign out. Thank you for joining, and I think it's good to have all of you here, and I look forward to seeing you in the next webinar. We'll engage more on the group. Please join the group and interact on the group. Provide us with feedbacks also on the group so that we can improve and learn more. Thank you so much.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Rotimi. Thank you. God bless you and your family. God bless you.
We enjoy
Thank
your
you.
class.
Thank you,
Bye.
Mr. Rotimi. Bye.
Thank you so much.
Bless you.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Mr. Rotimi. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much,
Thank you so much, Mr. Rotimi.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so
You are
much.
Bless you.
Thank you for
very
joining.
Thank
Thank you. Thank you.
Looking
Thank
up
you
to
so much, Mr.
more
Rotimi.
webinars.
Yeah.
Looking out to more
There will be
webinars.
more. Yes, there will be more.
Thank you so much, Mr.
Thank
Rotimi.
you.
God bless you. We appreciate your efforts.
Thank you.
More strength. We appreciate your efforts, sir.
Thank you so much, Mr. Rotimi. Thank you, and God bless you.
All right. Thank you. Have a wonderful night, everyone. Wonderful weekend, everyone. All right. So I'm going to end the call now. And then, thank you.